So this is Mitesh, and for some weekend fun, I came up with a little macro that I thought I'd share with you guys. So a lot of times you're looking for real estate and you want to try to narrow down a couple of homes and try to do some analysis on them to figure out what your buying cost will be, what the mortgage cost would be. And one way to do it is what I'm doing right now on the screen, which is go one by one on everything, all the homes, and then try to go ahead and figure that out in terms of what the cost would be for the mortgage, and also what the buy-in cost would be on your own. By the way, use Redfin. I love this thing. It's awesome, especially if you're a developer. It's the bee's knees, and you'll see why. So here's how I fixed that problem about how do you get within a certain geography all the data that you need to make an intelligent decision about which homes to focus on. So for example, I'm going to search for San Francisco. Redfin came back with all the San Francisco homes that I wanted. Specifically, I wanted to filter it just by house, for our example. So now, in that case, what happens is if Redfin gives you the listing all the way at the bottom, you'll see there's a little download all button. Click that, and it'll bring a CSV file to you, which is all these homes and all the data that's in there. For example, all this nice data that you just saw, which is Excel-based orientation or representation of everything you see on the screen here. So to make our lives easier, what I've done is I've created a little macro, which I'll share with you. And it's pretty straightforward. It's called the Home Purchase Costs Calculator Macro. And as you can see, right now, the only thing I have is a list price. But when I run this, what the macro does is it goes ahead and figures everything out, including what my down payment will be, what my mortgage amount is, and more importantly, what my monthly payment will be, right? And gives that to you in a dollar figure. So what you could do next is you could basically do this and then say, look, I want to do A through Z, and I want to do a custom sort. And first and foremost, sort by mortgage, or let's say down payment, or sort by monthly payment, and then add another sheet for down payment right here. So in that case, I'm going to do down payment, and voila. So this quickly told me what is the cheapest monthly payment within all the homes that we saw outlined here in this format, and then also all the other items like down payment itself. So what I do sometimes, I'll just hide these two things, and then I'll go through and I'll try to find something. For example, let's say I'm looking for something below, I don't know, $3,000 or right around that mark. So well, I found this home. It's in Ingleside, for example, and it's on 361 Houth Street. Now here's the cool thing about Redfin. It gives you all of the data about how big the home is, how many bedrooms there are, baths there are, what's the location, how many days it's been on the market. And here's the other part, which is it gives you a link. So you just copy that puppy down here, bam, you open that up, and next thing you know, you get all the details. And there's a reason why this home was $3,000 a month. So anywho, I thought I'd share that macro with you guys, and happy house hunting. In case you'd like to see what the macro looks like, here it is, and it's also attached to the file that I'm distributing, or the distribution that I'm going to put it on, right? So pretty straightforward. It does all the math for you. It assumes a couple of things. It assumes that the interest rate is 3.95% and you're paying it off over 30 years. If you don't want to do that, what you could do to fix it is go in here and change a couple of things. For example, if I want to assume 5% interest rate, just for the fun of it, I'll do 5%, and I'll just cascade that throughout the rest of my Excel sheet. And if I want to switch that to, let's say, 15-year, which will be about 180 months, so in that case, I'll go ahead and cascade that through, and you'll see that the monthly payment changes appropriately, right? Or if you want to pay it off in 10 years, that will be about 120 months. In that case, change that and cascade, voila, everything changes appropriately. So with that said, have fun finding your dream home, as well as have fun enjoying the macro that I've came up with you all for using and narrowing down the homes that might be more appropriate based on your parameters. Thanks for watching.